I just felt, wow, this is a place I want to be, you know. The mountains are just so big here and quite serious really, especially in winter. A friend that I'd started climbing with in Wales actually got a job teaching at Rannoch School, and it was only because of that that I started visiting Scotland and started winter climbing. Eventually I moved up to Scotland. I was quite fortunate really at school. I took geology as a separate subject, and I thought it was really fascinating. And you know, looking at fossils and learning about ancient life and so on. When I started at university, I thought I was going to take my degree in chemistry, but I also did geology as well and enjoyed that so much I decided to actually take that as my degree subject in the end. And we had various field trips in different parts of the country, and it was seeing the completely different scenery in these different parts of the country and appreciating some of the astonishing events that have been recorded in the rocks. That all helps you appreciate, you know, the outdoors when you're walking out in the mountains and so on. And locally here, there's just so much geology. It's just astonishing, really. I wasn't much used at conventional sports, but I was still looking for some sort of activity that would interest me. I always remember coming across a book in our public library called Subterranean Climbers, and it was a really gripping book, and some of the adventures were quite astonishing, and it got me sort of interested in possibly having a go at caving and potholing. And when I became a student, I signed up to join the uni caving club. And it was totally brilliant because it was all sorts of different parts of the country, and it was the excitement of being involved in a team activity. That's what I liked about potholing. I was snooping around and must have been in the days or something like that, looking for crags and scrambles and things. And I found this hole, and I just dropped a couple of stones down, and it seemed to go on and on. And I thought, oh gosh, maybe it's a bit deeper than it looks. And I think the first time I came up, I brought a rope that wasn't even long enough, and it got so far down, and the rope didn't reach the bottom. So I think it was eventually with a couple of lads from the rescue team that I actually managed to get all the way down. After I'd been doing caving for about 4 years or so, I'd kind of gone as far as I could really. I'd done lots of the big systems, and I went on a Sunday afternoon trip to Derbyshire with the mountaineering club, and it was quite exciting. And I'd got used to using ropes with all the potholing I'd done. But I really started climbing fanatically when I moved to Bristol, because there's lots of climbing right on your doorstep there in the Avon Gorge. And I slowly worked up, you know, a little bit through the grades. I mean, I've never been a very good climber. And we had a group of guys who were very similar kind of grade, and all sorts of rivalry between us about doing the various routes there. I always remember a story. A friend of mine was climbing with another friend, and it must have been a fairly easy route, because he kind of had a philosophical moment, and he said, why do you climb? And he said, to burn off that bastard Williams. And he says, well, that surprises me, Alec. He says, Noel's not like that, he climbs for fun. And he thought for a moment, and he said, all right, I climbed to have more fun than that bastard Williams. And it was just fun like that. I mean, we're all still great friends, you know, but it was really good fun. Tried to do routes at the limit of our ability at that time. I got a job teaching at Lochaber High School, and it was a wonderful time to start teaching, because they had a lot of new young staff at the same time, and It was great fun. They were very, very sociable. And of course the mountains are on the doorstep here. And we set up a mountaineering club in the school, and the headmaster got some kit for us, you know, cagoules and crampons and stuff, and tents. And we used to, you know, have day trips initially. In the summer we'd have evening groups after school climbing on the crags at Poldhu. I really enjoyed that, and I think a lot of the pupils, you know, enjoyed the totally different atmosphere associated with, you know, doing stuff after school and so on. And eventually, it became very difficult to do that anymore because we couldn't get any insurance, and eventually I actually stopped teaching for a while. I took a bit of time out when I started working on the local scrambles guide that I did. I joined the mountain rescue team after I'd been living here for a few years. They'd already been doing some dramatic lowers down the Ben. The first time I did a lower, a climber on Orion Face had just lost a crampon. I was about halfway down the face and my radio stopped working, and you want to tell the team on the top when to stop lowering you. But I was in danger of going straight past this guy. But fortunately, I had a spare radio in my sack, and I had to faff around a bit to get it out. And once I got that out, it was okay. In subsequent years, we started to do more and more of these big lowers, and I was involved in one or two myself, some fairly dramatic ones. I just, you know, really enjoyed the characters I was doing it with, and all the adventures we had. And it can completely absorb you and take you to some astonishing places.